What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, XLM's price is starting to get a little interesting here, and I want to tell you exactly what's going on and, well, what I'm expecting next. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. And don't forget, my friends, if you do want to start trading some Bitcoin, Solana, SWI, and many more on all the way up to 500x leverage, you can check out that BTCC link down below. Guys, if you do sign up specifically with my link down there on this page, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. Guys, this means that if you deposit, say, $3,000, they're going to give you $300 on the spot to start trading with. And if you turn that into, say, $1,000, all the profit that you make is completely yours, no strings attached. It's literally an opportunity to make some free gains during this bull market on a very good trading platform. So if you do want to go check that out, of course, again, I will leave the link to that down below. So before we talk about what XLM's price is doing right now, as it is kind of pulling back a bit, let's kind of jump into a quick recap of what's been going on so you can understand the significance of what XLM is actually doing right now. So for a little bit of a recap, what I really want to just focus on is the fact that our game plan still remains the same, and that is for XLM's price to break the golden zone. As you all know, especially if you've been on the channel for a long time, I talk about this golden zone basically every single video. On the macros and on the micros, it is the most important point of resistance and support that there is, period. I do believe that to be objectively true, but I guess if I believe it, it's not objectively true. Anyway, so with that in mind and knowing, of course, that we're focused on this golden box, what we've seen recently has been nothing short of spectacular from XLM. XLM clearly put in this golden Fibonacci zone, currently sat between about 49 cents and 32 cents, and is trying to break this zone. Now, you may say, Tyler, what is the golden zone? The golden zone is just the Fibonacci ratio, the golden Fibonacci ratio, between the 0.786 and the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement levels. History says that when you can clear this golden box, as your price is going upwards on a retracement, that it opens up the door for an even further continuation into what are called your Fibonacci extensions. Now, what this means simply is that when a crypto is capable of breaking this golden box, it usually can pump. If we're going to put it as simple as possible, if it breaks the box, it can possibly pump. Now, for something like XLM, that pump could be all the way up to what we would assume to be $1.64 to possibly as high as $3.90, or possibly still another move from here of 250 to 700%. Now, people may not want to believe that, but that's just what history says. And so obviously over the last few weeks, knowing now that that golden box is that important, we have been watching like a hawk what happens at this golden box. Because knowing that if XLM's price breaks it, the door to for 700% gains can be wide open, I would say it's rather important to pay attention to what happens here. Now that takes us in a little bit more to what we've been talking about this week, which is the fact that I'm under the belief that XLM is now creating some descending structure. You all know that descending structure is by far my favorite type of structure. It's the easiest structure to predict, and it typically, from my opinion, or from what I've seen at least, has led me to some of the most gains, and so I have been rather excited about the fact that we are putting in this structure. Now, I'm not 1,000,000% sure that this is the exact structure that we're creating, but it does feel like it is that way, especially after that bounce yesterday. And so what I told you all was that, look, if we do get another day or two of more confirmation here that we are actually going to hold the bottom side of the structure, then I'll give you an update letting you know what I'm seeing and what I'm doing. Well, that takes us a little bit more into today, in which we have now confirmed that we are at least finding some support here, which I think could validate the idea that structure is forming. And so I want to tell you exactly what to be on the lookout for, what I'm doing, and much more. And so now that you have a good idea of what's been happening, let's take a quick look at now what's going on and what we can expect next. Now, I will warn you, some of the stuff that we're about to get into, if you are a beginner, could get a little bit confusing, especially if you're kind of new to all of this. So if you are someone who's just new to this crypto space and you're just trying to figure all this crypto stuff out, or maybe you're on the opposite side of the spectrum and you're super advanced, but you're just trying to add more tools to your toolbox, all that I ask from you is to stick around to the end of the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you guys how you can join into the Discord server, get access to all the classes, coaching sessions, and workshops that we're doing that are generating our community hundreds of percentages and gains every single day. So if you're interested in that, you want to get better at this whole crypto thing, again, all that I ask you is just to stick around until the end of the video. So now that you have a good idea of what's been going on, again, let's jump into what happens next. So my personal belief here is that XLM is going to put up the biggest fight you've probably ever seen from this thing in an attempt to maintain in this descending channel. Now, the good thing about that is I think it has a pretty damn good chance of maintaining being within this channel, making this actually not a bad time to be doing some buying. The reason why I believe that it's going to do this job and do a good job at doing this is not only just because this is the bottom side of a descending channel, which historically is a place in which you will see support held, but also the fact that, remember, we're in the golden box. When you're in the golden box, you've built up and every single inch, every cubic centimeter of this golden box has now now going to be support below us. And so knowing that we have some of this golden box below us, it means that there's a good chance that the bulls are going to try to keep the price in here, meaning that they'll be willing to step in even as if XLM's price does try to continue downwards. Because remember, every day in crypto, it's a constant fight between the bears and the bulls. The bears want the price to go down. The bulls want the price to go up. You know this. And in moments like this, where we've captured this land, right? We've captured this golden territory. The bulls are going to fight to not lose that territory. And so not only, again, do we have this descending channel, but we also are going to have the bulls who don't want the price to go below this golden box because they know the repercussions of that. It could get ugly. XLM's price could fall back to, 23 cents, 24 cents, something like that. Nobody wants to see that. And so because of that, again, I think that there's a decent sized chance that XLM's price does hold up some support here. Now, another thing to kind of start backing up that thought process or that thesis is the fact that many of our indicators are now fully reset. You look at your 4-hour RSI, and at one given point, we had fully corrected to the bottom side, and we were lower than we've been realistically since October 1st of this year. If you look at something, let's get rid of this, and let's look at our Bollinger Bands. What you can see is that our 4-hour Bollinger Band got fully extended to the bottom side, which historically is a signal that we may see a reversal soon to the upside, which we did kind of get started already. If we do look at something like our MACD, what you can see here is that our MACD is actually in a pretty decent spot. Although it is somewhat converging on the last, couple hours or so here, we have seen that bullish cross while we were in that negative territory. And the last time that we saw that happen was, back here. Yep, right. Let's see. Before this move here, man, it was a good while ago. Let's see. It was right about there. It was right here. So although this wasn't the bottom, we were getting very close to the bottom. And then we, of course, did see XLM's price start pushing upwards. And now we have started to see that play out again right here, as you can tell. And so with all of these things in mind and seeing that we are seeing so many of these indicators resetting, to me, it does feel like there's a good, decent chance that XLM's price does maintain some support and try to continue upwards. And so what my strategy is for XLM right now is to actually be doing a little bit of buying. And it feels weird. I feel like, everything else isn't in a buying territory for me. I'm not very excited about buying most things right now, but the fact that I can pick up a little bit of XLM at the bottom side of what could be a descending channel, I think that's a pretty good opportunity. Now, is it a guarantee? No, it's not a guarantee. And the reason that I say that is because we didn't get a perfect establishment of support. You see how we wicked below this channel right here, we wicked below it right here and got a close below it right there? That's not a great sign. It's not a great sign to validate this bottom side support. And so knowing that there is a little bit of a risk on the table that this isn't the structure that we're actually creating, it does mean that we could see some sort of capitulation outside of this. But even if we do fall outside of it, I think the likelihood is that we will find a low and try to push back into this channel at some point anyway. And so I am still willing to take the risk of buying some XLM here, but I am under the understanding, again, that it is a risk. XLM might capitulate. It might fall out of here, and I might have to wait a couple weeks or a couple months before the purchases that I'm doing right now end up positive. I'm fine with that. My average cost for XLM is still way down here. I mean, it's rather low considering the fact that I bought a little bit towards the bear market and then forgot about it for a while. So even if I do have to wait a couple weeks or months, I'm totally fine with that. But I wanted to at least tell you that just in case you're also looking to do some purchasing here. We're not guaranteed. But if this is the structure, okay, if this is the actual formation XLM is making, then I still think that there is a rather strong chance that we do push towards the upside. So I'm not very worried about this. I am just aware, again, that it is a risk that's on the table. And so with that in mind, my primary focus today was just letting you know, like, hey, I am doing a little bit of buying on XLM right here while its price is in the green and the green and the gray box. I do small purchases in the gray box. I do big purchases in the green box. It's held up well for me basically this entire year. You look at something like Sweet, for example. All these purchases in the green box did very good. You look at something like Pepe. These purchases in the green box and the gray box did very good. So I am willing to replicate that here over on XLM and just see if we're right. And obviously, again, I may be wrong. We may capitulate. These trades and these purchases may go negative, but that's a risk that I'm willing to take. So I just wanted to share that with you all today. I know a lot of the time I make videos where I say it might go up or it might go down, and people kind of get a little mad because I'm not giving a direct answer of what I'm doing. So I wanted to make a video today going a little bit deeper and letting you know, like, no, this is one of those moments where I am actually starting to pick something up and share it with you. So of course, watch this very closely. As we do get more developments within the green and the gray box, I'll keep you updated and let you know what type of progress we're making at trying to get this breakout. So do stay tuned for that and watch, of course, these support levels extremely closely. And now, as I said earlier, if you're somebody who is simply just trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, what I want you to check out is the Patreon link down below. If you check out the Patreon Patreon link down below, guys, you're going to see two major options: $17 a month or $5 a month. These are the costs of Netflix subscriptions or cheaper, but what you're going to get access to is insane in terms of value, at least in my opinion. You're going to get access to my thoughts and insights, and also sometimes the things that I'm buying and selling. I told them some of the things that I was pulling profits from last night and much more. You're going to get exclusive live shows for only Patreon members every single day, Monday through Friday, and we actually just announced a couple more shows that'll be coming on a weekly basis. You're going to get daily technical analysis on all your favorite cryptos, daily fundamental analysis on the market itself. I've hired 2 teams of professional traders that are posting their buy and sell signals every single day that they're trading, and you need to remember, these are people whose businesses and livelihoods rely on them trading well, and they're giving you their buy and sell signals every single day. We have premium classes on things like the Bollinger Bands, XRP itself, the Fibonacci's. We have beginners courses on things like leverage trading and technical analysis. I have 3 more beginners courses coming out, guys. These are 30 minutes long, 20-page presentations, vocabulary sheets, cheat sheets, all types of stuff to help you beginners really start learning how all this stuff works. And then there's Tips with Tyler, which are just these 2 to 3 minute long videos, just kind of on random things. And you can pause it right now and read this so you can see what some of the things that we made the videos on. And so all of this stuff combined are helping our community just absolutely explode in terms of growth. We've seen so many gains. I mean, look, this is just yesterday. Look at the gains that are being printed: 77, 100%, 200%, 60%, 100%. And we're again just in yesterday, 200% gainer there, 26, 90, 129. Again, all just yesterday. This isn't even 15 hours ago that all of these gains have been printed. So if you want to be someone who's learning all these lessons, developing your strategies, getting better at this crypto thing, and turning into real gains, real profit, real money during this bull market to make the most of this bull market, all that I ask again is you just go check that Patreon link down below, because it's the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper, which is crazy value in my opinion. So go check that out. Let me know what you think, and don't forget, listen, we post 6, 7, 8 videos a day on the channel here. So if you do want to stay as caught up as possible on this whole crypto thing, all that I ask from you, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.